Well, Roland Martin, he's at it again. And I want to make this podcast today about Roland, and by the time I'm done with this podcast, I think we all who have a platform need to stop responding to Roland on our platforms. I really believing that he needs us to have a lifeline, and I want to go through just a little history of Roland Martin and why he's actually sad, and his anger that he has toward us is more so his anger at his failure with his career. But let's go back in time with Roland. He was working at CNN. He was a commentator on CNN, and he was doing his thing, and no issues, no problems, until an article, as you see on the screen here, how Roland Martin was suspended after homophobic tweets during the Super Bowl. Now, Roland, as the article has said back in that time period in 2012, shocked viewers when he tweeted that any male fans of David Beckham's underwear commercial for H&M were not real bros. He said that if a dude at your Super Bowl party is hyped about David Beckham's H&M underwear ad, smack the ish out of him. He said hashtag Super Bowl. That's Roland, always with a dirty mouth. Now, that's my thing about that. And I know y'all, sent me the latest video with Roland. Why would you spend all that money with college and every other word out your mouth is a cuss word? That little dirty mouth woman you got on there, what's her name? That Reese? That little dirty mouth woman, she's the type of female, if she's better seen and not heard. And I just leave it at that. Because the moment she opened her mouth, you say, oh, God. She's that type. They said he also made fun of a New England Patriots player earlier that day who arrived wearing a pink jumpsuit. He was talking about white folks, right? And he was making fun of white people. He said that he needs to visit a team whip that, and he said the A word, okay? It said at first he tried to justify his tweet saying that he was just making fun of soccer. He said, but many people weren't buying it. It say, in addition to the flack from many of his Twitter followers, GLAAD, the LGBT organization, called for Roland to be fired immediately. And they said at the time, based on this history, this doesn't seem like a playful jab at what Martin considers an inferior sport. It seems like a jab at what Martin considers an inferior community of people. They said last year, Martin defended Tracy Morgan. Morgan said that if his son were gay, he would take a knife out and stab him. So the white LGBT had got at Roland, right? I want y'all to see Roland's history here is when them folks come after him. So the white LGBT was on his bumper back in 2012. They wanted him fired. Now they said that Monday, Roland had issued an apology saying it was meant to be a deliberately over the top and sarcastic crack about soccer. I did not advocate violence of any kind against anyone, gay or not. He added, as anyone who follows me on Twitter knows, anytime soccer comes up during the football season, it's another chance for me to take a playful shot at soccer, nothing more. But as the backlash had continued, CNN felt they had to put him on suspension. They said Roland Martin's tweets were regrettable and offensive. It said language that demeans is inconsistent with the values and culture of our organization is not tolerated. We have been given careful consideration of this matter, and Roland will not be appearing on our air for the time being. Now, Roland had joined CNN in February of 2007, and he was part of their political programming. Now, he did not address his suspension at that time on Twitter, but did post a link to a gay beating victim in a video speaking out. And a year later, Roland Martin was let go from CNN. Actually, a year later, when Jeff Zucker came in. Jeff Zucker used to be the president of CNN. Roland worked there for 6 years, and he was gone. So I know them folks got him out of there. So that's 2013. Roland got let go from CNN. Okay. So Roland has not been the same since he had been let go from CNN. Jobs at CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, etc. You get a main hosting job, you are in the millions of dollars. Now, Roland later down the line got a job with News One. He was hosting, his own show there. Well, while Roland was hosting his show here, this is another thing that I cannot respect. And it's many things, but this is one of the things that Roland has done that why we shouldn't be paying attention to Roland at this point. So case in point, I know you remember the short interview that he done with Richard Spencer. Anybody who know who Richard Spencer is, he's, was the leader of the alt-right, premier white supremacist of his day. Now, I want to remind you of what Richard Spencer asked Roland to his face. And let's go ahead and play that just real quick.
Well, first of all, I'm Roland Martin. I'm a man.
Okay.
I'm a man.
Do you identify as a black man?
Oh, first of all, I identify as a man.
Okay.
Identify as a man.
No,
actually, it's not sexist because if one person is a woman, identifies as a woman. Okay. So I'm a man. I'm a Christian. Are you a Christian?
So a white supremacist asks you if you identify as a black man, and Roland refused to acknowledge that he was a black man. He said he's a man. He said he's Roland. He says he's a Christian, but he refused to acknowledge that he was a black man. He refused. That was the most despicable thing that any black man could do, is not even acknowledge who you are in front of a white supremacist in your face on your show. That alone should have had Roland done alone, right? But oh no, Roland wasn't done that year. He was on a roll. Now let's go to the infamous video that many people talk about with Hillary Clinton, where Roland is doing the raccoon shuffle. If you don't remember that little short little part, let's play that.
That's how
a grown man is doing the raccoon shuffle with Hillary Clinton, super predator Hillary Clinton. Her husband is responsible for locking up a majority of black people with a drug habit. Ruined a lot of people in the community. And he was, dancing and cutting a jig for her. And yet people still take him seriously. Why? Some people do. I mean, I don't take him seriously. Then you fast forward to the presidential debate, 2016. Roland Martin and Donna Brazile was caught giving Hillary Clinton the debate questions ahead of time. That speaks to Roland's integrity. One thing I've learned about Roland over the years, Roland cares about Roland. Roland used black people to get what he wants. Give an example. Do you remember when he was running around saying that, oh, black media don't get advertised and they don't want to advertise with black media. Oh, look at how we spend money, but they don't want to advertise with us. And then the moment he gets an Amazon ad, or I think he had got a Nissan ad, and all of a sudden he ain't fighting for black media no more because he got his. You understand? Roland looks out for Roland, but he uses black people to get his check. Now, this beef with CNN, it wasn't over with because CNN refused to meet with the National Association of Black Journalists if it included Roland Martin. Refused to. CNN said for months, we've been working with the NABJ to schedule a meeting because the relationship between CNN and the NABJ is very important to us. It said a CNN spokesperson. It says, as we told them many times, we look forward to a thoughtful discussion about how both of our organizations can continue to work together. Unfortunately, the significant and reckless damage that Roland Martin did to CNN while partnering with us when he was with TV One, and CNN said they'll never do no with TV One ever again because of Roland Martin. During the 2016 Democrat town hall, it said has made any meeting that includes him untenable. Mr. Martin displayed an unprecedented and egregious lack of journalistic ethics and integrity by leaking questions prior to the town hall. As a result, we have told the NABJ that CNN would not participate in any meeting that includes him. It said, we have made it abundantly clear that we would be more than happy to sit down with the rest of the leadership team as soon as possible, and that offer still stands. CNN don't want nothing to do with Roland at all. They said that he lacks journalistic ethics and integrity. But this is the guy that said the other day that he has all his journalistic credentials. That's what he told all of you the other day. You remember that? He said that about the rest of us. Oh, he been to journalism school and he did this. You've been to all that school, and your career has ended up being labeled as you have an egregious lack of journalistic ethics and integrity. You ruined TV1's chances to work with CNN on other presidential debates, etc. Roland Martin single-handedly ruined that. But he don't bring that up, how he ruined a Black Network's partnership. He don't talk about that. Something that was very, very egregious that he done. When his show was going to be renewed because of low ratings, Roland admitted on Twitter as of recently that TV1 offered him $330,000 for the year. Now, that is pennies for TV networks. When you have people like Don Lemon is making millions a year. All them people that you see on CNN and the rest of them, millions. Roland was offered $330,000 because Roland hurt the network. Roland wasn't even bringing in the viewership like that. They got rid of their whole news show because of the mess that Roland did. I wish they wouldn't have done that. I wish they would have actually reached out to somebody else and continued the news show. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think TV1 should have that. You know, it's many people they could have reached out to, trust me. But Roland had to go on YouTube like the rest of us. See, Roland could talk about us all day long, but we don't so-called went to journalism school. And yet we touch the people more than he do. Roland is so much about Roland. I mean, you do remember he had got $250,000 from the U.S. Census during the Trump administration. But yeah, he's up here calling Trump racist and, oh, Trump, we got to get Trump out. But yeah, you got money underneath Trump's administration. Roland is not serious about anything. Also, Roland is against reparations. He said it before. Y'all ain't getting no reparations. He said, I'm trying to get my reparations right now. He don't care about reparations. So I've all this stuff about Roland. Why are we even arguing with Roland at this point? Roland has no journalistic integrity. He has no ethics about himself. He don't care if other Black people get anything. He lies. I mean, well, we know that he lies. Just like the video he made the other day saying that people are saying that Black people was never mentioned in any kind of bill. That's not what people were saying. They was mentioned in the COVID-19 bill. That's what they was talking about, because Black people lead as victims of hate crimes. And yet the whole start of that bill was Asian. Had nothing to do with Black people. Every time it's something with Black people, it's Black and Asian, Black and LGBT, Black and brown, Black and disabled people, Black and this, everything Black and this, everything is Black and. But when it's for these other groups, it's just for them. This dude wasted time on his show talking about something that the people wasn't even talking about. And then on top of that, all he do is name call. On top of the cussing, name call. Simple Simon, dumb, stupid. I mean, he don't talk to white folks like that, but he know better, because white folks gave him a spanking in 2012 and got his behind out of CNN after he was there for 6 years. So see, he don't talk to white folks like that. He know better. But he talked to black folks. But see, Roland's at a point, ladies and gentlemen, that if we just actually not pay attention to him at this point, don't argue with Roland, don't go to his Twitter and try to argue him down and no. Roland is actually obsolete now. He's obsolete. He's a failure. He failed. He know good and well that if he's mainstream like that with them folks, there's certain folks he can't talk about. But he just being Roland and run off at his mouth when he know better. But that's his issue. That's his problem. But Roland's a failure, so that's why he's so angry. That's why he's so just shaking. He's angry because he's a failure. Roland do not want to be doing no Roland Martin Unfiltered. Roland would jump for a chance for a daily show on CNN or MSNBC or whatever. He'll leave that in a minute. They told him, Roland, you got to leave Roland Martin Unfiltered alone, and we're going to give you a show 5 days a week over here. Roland be like, he not going to say, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. I'm going to do my own platform. Nope. He going to say, oh, well, I'm moving on to bigger and better things. It was nice. Everything was be on. We still keep the website up, but I can't do this part of the contract, and Roland be gone. Ain't thinking about it, or no platform. So, what I'm saying is about Roland, ladies and gentlemen, is that don't give Roland y'all energy. Keep the energy on the main thing. Keep the energy on reparations. Don't argue with Roland. Roland ain't got nothing going on. Roland can't put no public policy of anything. Roland is not a politician. Roland's not anything. Roland is a lackey for the Democrats. He's a do-boy. He's a shield. And they send the shields out to distract you from what they're doing, to keep you off their bumper. That's really what it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. So stop giving energy to Roland Martin. Leave him alone. Let him make his little comments. He can call people names all he want. We got to be like Melvin on Baby Boy. You're like, youngster, like that. And just not even pay attention to that dude. Because like I say, he ain't got nothing going on. He has no voice. He has no respect in the black community. He has nothing. You scared to say you a black man? Like, I can't respect you. I just can't. So, and I'm even tell anybody else that you make videos on my platform from this day forward. Don't make no videos about Roland on my platform no more. I don't want to hear talk about Roland on my platform. After this podcast, I don't want to even hear talk about Roland. I'm not going to make any videos about Roland. He's not even important enough unless something just crazy happened. But him just trying to argue and call people out and all that, man, Roland is a failure. He's a failure. Everybody he's trying to call out isn't failures. Bottom line, he failed. He failed at network TV. He failed at his second chance at TV One. He don't have integrity. He lies. He raccoon shuffles. I mean, like, why are we wasting our time with that dude? Like, seriously, we need to think about that. We have better time to spend focusing on the real, battle, the real enemy, racism, white supremacy, dealing with these politicians, making sure that we get what we need as black Americans. And I'd be dealing with Roland, which he don't care about black America at all. He's going to use black America. And also Roland is an immigrant. So why in the hell is we even wasting our time arguing with him about our situation? But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the podcast. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. That way you know exactly when we post another podcast. Click the like button. That's very important. If you enjoy this show, make sure you donate something if you can on Cash App, or you can join our YouTube channel memberships. But thank you for listening. We'll see you on the next one.